Hello, hello, my loves. Welcome back. It is the dead of night on December 31st. We are trying to sneak in one last video right under the deadline for the end of the year. But I thought we could do something cozy, cute, casual, and go through some of the Christmas gifts I got this year. Just a chatty little video with us going through some stuff. Got some very thoughtful gifts this year, and I love seeing what other people get. I always think it's fun, so I thought that would be something nice for us to do together. This will be a soft-spoken video, probably some tapping paper or plastic sounds, some mouth sounds. I'm gonna light a candle, it'll be nice and cozy. I've got some tea to sip, so if that sounds like your cup of tea, I hope you will cuddle up, get cozy, come relax with me. If not, I'll see you in another one. But without too much ado, I think some of the gifts will be perfect to set the mood. Like I said, we have a candle here. And actually, I think there should be a couple candles around here somewhere. I know there was a second one. I think it's in here. I have a big tray of stuff in front of me. So if I lose track of anything, hopefully I'll be able to hunt it down. But I know at least where one candle is because it's very large. But we've got this one. This is a behemoth of a candle. But this was one of my sweet friends got this one for me. It is a big ol' layered candle. This one, I think it's one of the Woodwick ones, and it's a vanilla bean caramel biscotti candle. But this is from one of my friends who knows I like candles in general, but also is an ASMR channel viewer who has heard me say for like 3 videos in a row now that I have been meaning to get a candle that makes more noise for the videos. I've tried lighting a candle a couple times for some of the reading videos, and I just have normal, like, cloth wick, cotton wicked candles. At this point right now anyway. Like, I go through a decent amount of candles, but the cotton wicks don't really make any sound. So she got me not just the normal wood wick, but the one with the crisscross little wick in it that is supposed to make extra sound. There's all the flavor text about it. An unparalleled, multi-sensory experience, exquisite fragrance, one-of-a-kind crackling wick, alluring flame. A proprietary plant-based wax blend designed for slow, clean burn. See, hear, and feel the Woodwick registered experience. Wow. Woodwick, hey, if you need somebody to advertise your candles, I got you, girl. But before I say too much, we should probably light the thing. It smells so good, though. It is a very classic, kind of like cozy sweet, desserty smell, but it's like specifically the kind that feels like kind of like Bath and Body Works vibes, and I mean that in a very complimentary way. It's like a very nostalgic kind of smell for me, where you get that kind of like thing that you would expect to be like a vanilla body mist, and I'm like, ooh, I'm about to be like the coolest girl in middle school, and I love that. I am a gourmand girly when it comes to perfumes and stuff, but I love like a nostalgic gourmand sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I love the artistic, like the most accurate vanilla you've ever smelled, and pure mango and fresh baked cookies, like scent capturing kind of stuff, but I also love vanilla Bath and Body Works, you know? Very classic, very cozy, very comforting. Anyway, let's light this thing. Let's see here. Getting the first light always takes a second. There we go. Right. Oh, I could listen to this forever. from me, absolutely. I always have fuzzies on me because I have a dog and a lot of hair. But this sounds incredible. I love this. I'm gonna set this right over here. Well, actually, let me see if I can get it closer. Girl, she has so much to say. Actually, let's try right here. Okay. Wow. She's going a mile a minute right now. Okay. I think it'll settle down a little bit as it burns down a little bit. But that should be hopefully just a little candle sound in the auto track. Ooh, I'm bumping things. Probably not a wise video to wear wider sleeves. But these are so soft and fuzzy. This was like the sweater, I think was a Christmas gift a couple years ago. And I love this one. It's like it's very like a nice, cozy, like cottony knit. But the sleeves have this like mohair added in. It is so soft and fuzzy and just like, it feels like wearing a hug. Thank you, Grandma. But seeing as I just bumped into the paper that is on top of this stack, I think we can go in for that. Because I have another gift from a friend for this one. And a lot of you probably know the blind date with a book concept, but for anyone who doesn't, it's something that bookstores, booksellers will do, where they will cover a book up in paper. They wrap it that you don't get to know what the book is, but they give you a few keywords about the book to tell you what you can expect. You buy it, and then you get to be surprised. I think it's such a cute concept. It's like, I think a really nice way both for you as a reader to get to read stuff that you might not be inclined to pick up, you know, on your own, whether that's like something that seems just like not quite your vibe, maybe the cover art isn't your style, maybe it looks older, whatever it is, the kind of thing that you just wouldn't be inclined to pick up per se, or you might not know, you might not have heard about. And also a great way for bookstores to move inventory that is older, might not get that same attention, but that they have confidence in. I think it's a lovely concept. I have never actually gotten one before, but when my friends in my friend group got one for everybody, we did a little circle, so we each got a surprise book and we all opened them on a little Discord call together, so we got to see what our books were going to be. So this one I'm going to move carefully because I have the wrapping first. Cover up the handwritten note there, but you can see there's a little blind date with a book on here, and this was all very nicely wrapped with the yarn here that I had to cut to get the book out. But it has little hardback stamps, has this cute wax seal, which has really good texture to it actually. Love watching those videos of people making wax seals and putting all the different colors together and mixing them. I think they're the most gorgeous thing in the world. I love to watch them when I'm getting ready for bed. I digress. They also stamped all these cute little roses on it, but the little handwritten tags I have to describe this book, the ones that made my friend pick it for me, are luminous and evocative tale, Victorian society, and sensuous. My friend knows I tend to like stuff. I love a period piece, but I'm so bad at going through. It's not just reading like any media that's like too sad or too serious. I feel stuff really deeply. So I'll be like, this is so great. Like, this is a wonderful book. This makes me so sad that it will take me 4 years to read. Same thing with like a TV show that's too intense or too dramatic. Like, I'll watch it and I'll watch an episode and be like, wow, that was so good. I can't watch another one for 2 calendar months because I'm just like too wound up over it. All this to say, I tend to love a little romance. So I had high hopes Let me put this paper down out of the way. Goodbye, paper. Oh, I also forgot to say that one. It did get a little extra torn. Like, I did some of the tearing, but my dog also found the paper, and we have taught him to believe that any piece of brown paper he finds is for him to shred, so he did do a little damage, some extra tears on it. Anyway, I digress. The book I got was this one. It's called November of the Heart by Laverle Spencer. This is a name that fascinates me. Never in my life have I heard of a Laverle. I love it. I love it. It feels so like of an era to me, and really everything about this book feels very of an era. I mean, like the cover design. Oh baby, you don't get books like that anymore. This is a very vintage experience. I love this kind of font design, the big swoopy letters. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. And on, let me see if I can put it up close. You see that water marbling texture? I think is so pretty. I love water marbling and that texture, and then the metallic of the vines on it I think is so gorgeous. You, however, are not ready for the back, because I was like, oh, what a beautiful front of the book. And that's my girl Laverle. Hello, Laverle. I love that retro vibe where they're like, the author, I'm the whole back cover, baby. You don't need flavored text, you need Laverle. Genuinely, I love this. This to me is like cozy kitschy camp. I love it. As the cover design probably indicates, it is an older publication. This one, let me double check. I think it's in the 90s. Yeah, 1993. 1993. But I think it sounds good. I love, like, it sounds like it's going to be a soapy romance. Let me read you the description here. November of the Heart by Laverle Spencer. From the enchanted pen of Laverle Spencer comes a luminous and evocative tale. I see where they got the tags for the cover. A luminous and evocative tale about a man and a woman born into radically different stations in life who challenge the unwritten rules of Victorian society. Flavor text about Laverle being a great author, I believe it. In her powerful new novel, November of the Heart, Spencer displays an ambition, richness, and depth that will distinguish this sensuous and wise saga as her crowning achievement. Set at the turn of the century, November of the Heart tells of Lorna Barnett, a young woman from a wealthy St. Paul family, and Jens? I'm going to go with Jens. Jens Harkin, the ambitious dreamer who works in the kitchen of her family's summer estate. Lorna's father, Gideon, an avid sailor, is determined to claim victory for his own White Bear Yacht Club in the next summer regatta. Having recently suffered defeat at the hands of the rival club, Gideon is willing to do almost anything to win back the prize he sees as his. Jens, pressed into service as a waiter at an elegant family dinner party, overhears Gideon's lament and is sure his boat-building skills can be put to use on behalf of his employer, brazenly crossing the boundary between servant and master by offering to design and build a boat that is sure to win the race. Jens incites Gideon's ire but piques his interest too. With Lorna's help, he convinces Gideon to finance the project. Grateful for her intervention, yet wary of jeopardizing his chances to build the boat of his dreams, Jens nevertheless is powerless in the face of Lorna's growing interest in the boat, and him. He soon finds himself eagerly awaiting her visits to the boat shed and starts teaching her about the craft of boat building, as well as the craft of love. Despite the rigid caste system which keeps them apart, Lorna and Jens are drawn inexorably together and begin an affair as fresh and innocent as the summer itself. But the repercussions of their passionate idyll soon separate them against their wills, forcing them through buried scandal and shame to endure loneliness, where it is always November of the Heart. I love this. I love this. I'm gonna read the hell out of this, and I am excited. Genuinely, I have wanted to start this, but I'm 2 weeks behind in my book club reading, which means tomorrow, so I have not been letting myself start it until I do my book club reading, but then Lavrel and I have a date. But this one was very fun. I love the surprise of it. I think that's so fun. I love the concept. It's like, I think about how popular blind boxes have gotten, and don't get me wrong, I love a blind box. Like the little surprise element and blind box of a book, I think is so cute. I think it's so fun. I think it's great. Anyway, I'm excited for this one. Let me put this down. There we go. You know what? I'm not gonna take away one of the other noisiest things on the tray here, since I got through the crinkly paper. Let's do the crinkly plastic, because I do have one of the less glamorous but most delicious gifts I got. Here we go. She's a humble Ziploc bag. Put inside. She's so loud. Inside she has treasure. My family loves doing food gifts. We love handmade gifts. We love food gifts. And every year my mom ends up cooking something. And this was mine. She made my sister a batch of cinnamon roll cookies. Because my sister... we're just gonna write it down. My sister loves a cinnamon roll. I also like a cinnamon roll. And they were damn good cookies. But I tend to be more of a savory, snacky girly when I need something to really sink my teeth into. And my mom found a recipe for something I had never heard of. She had never heard of. I have been told that they are a more southern dish, typically. A little southern snack called Cheese Krispies, which are basically like a DIY little cracker, made with like fried cheese, as I understand it, just a general shit ton of butter, and Rice Krispies, a little Rice Krispie cereal. Is there fuzzy in my camera? Rice Krispie cereal, which means they are so crispy and crunchy and just delightful. And she made me 2 batches. I have already eaten a lot of these, and this was one of 2 bags. The recipe made so much, but so she made the original recipe with the plain, which still, I think, has, I mean, plain is just cheese flavored. But this bag has the addition of some gochugaru, the Korean spicy chili flakes that I think are so delicious, in the Cheese Krispie. And I am going to eat one. It is the middle of the night and I should not really be snacking right now, but I need to eat one just so you can hear how crispy and crunchy the Cheese Krispies are. So let me just away from the mic. Here we go. That one's crumbling. There we go. Okay. I have a little crispy cracker. You can see it has so much texture on there, which I love. Let me just... These are genuinely, one, delicious. So yummy. Ugh, and especially with the spice. Oh, delicious. Number 2, so good for ASMR. I literally, I tried one. I was like, oh my god, do the ASMR girlies know? Do they know about the Cheese Krispie? Because I was like, this is literally like music to my ears. We're gonna do one more because I really want one because it's really tasty. just do a fragment of one bite. Delightful. Super savory, like packed with cheese flavor. It's got that like really good hit of salt, but they also just feel so luxurious because of like the fat and butter content, and you will never see me going for something low fat. I love fat and stuff. I am a full fat girly pops. I believe in it. I believe in it. Hey, you need fat to keep your body healthy. And, you know, it's also delicious. Anyway, I don't know if any of you are eating sound people, but if you are and you like this, let me know, because I would happily do a video just eating these for an hour. Are you kidding? They're delicious. Just get that done. And get the crinkly plastic out of the way. This also calls for a sip of tea, I think, which features two other gifts. One, this mug. My mom got mugs for me and for her and for my sister. Got each of us new mugs. Look at the little kitty cats. I love it. I love it. I think the handle is so cute on it. And it has this really interesting kind of fluted texture only right around the rim. So the bottom is smooth, but then around the edge it has this like ridged texture. Anyway, I think it's so pretty. She said her reason for picking it, which I totally agree with, is like the blue and white palette kind of makes you think of that really classic porcelain china kind of design, but it's much more modern and it's so cute with the kitty cats. Wow. The tea was also a gift, but I will talk about that, I think, with a little bit of preamble, because there are some steps to explain some of my gifts, because there is a theme for a few of them that I should talk about, because you need some background knowledge. Actually, before I get into that, eating a snack made me feel like I should re-up my lip products, and the lip product that I'm wearing, this lip oil, was one of the gifts I got from my sister. So I will just top up the lip gloss. But this one, it's really brightly colored in the tube, very light on the lip, which I'm fine with. It looks very clear when you put it on. I'm wearing it with a lip liner. Currently wearing Makeup by Mario's lip liner, the Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencil in Rich Mauve, which I think I got as like my birthday freebie from Sephora, but I quite like. But I do really like this. It is a plumping lip oil, I believe. I don't really need plumping per se, but it just kind of feels nice and tingly. I'm like, ooh, fun sensory experience. But the one thing is that the bottle, like opening it, it has a huge doe foot applicator, which I really like, but it is so big that it doesn't want to come out of the bottle. So I have struggled the few times I've used it. But let's see if I can get it out of here. Oh, I do love lip gloss sounds though. The problem, okay, I did better this time, is because I have to like yank it out of there, and often got like has some like wild strands of lip gloss, but we got there. Excuse me using my monitor for a mirror, but seal. But I think it's a very pretty color, and it smells nice and fresh and minty, but like a sweet mint, which I like. Alright, let me set that aside and get back on track with what I was about to explain, which is, for context, I'm gonna go through a few gifts which have a common theme, that theme being Star Trek. Now, I have been a lifelong Star Trek fan. I've been a, since day one, Star Trek fan in general. However, I have circled back to getting back into it much more, in a much more active way, because I have started running a Star Trek tabletop role-playing game for some of my friends, in the same way that some people do Dungeons and Dragons. I have been playing Star Trek Adventures 2E, the second edition, which is a tabletop role-playing game all designed around the Star Trek universe. It is so fun, and I love it. It is the first game I've ever GM'd, I've ever been the game master for. I have been playing tabletop games with my friends as a player for a couple of years, but aside from like a little one-shot here and there, I had never really GM'd before. And I started this summer, and I've been having so much fun with it. I love it so much. It is my current brain rot. It's like all I think about. I'm, you know, sitting there trying to like cook breakfast. I'm like, wow, what sick and twisted backstory can I make for my characters in my Star Trek ship? Anyway, some of my friends who sent me Christmas gifts are also players in my game, and I got some thematically appropriate gifts. Probably the wildest gift, just like the most, like the one that made you go like, hello, what? You got me what? I'm trying to cover up my last name so I don't dox myself, but this custom printed nameplate, this Game Master nameplate is meant to like sit on your desk like you'd see in for like a professor, a business professional, but custom 3D printed with my name, says Game Master, has the Star Trek logo, and then has the name of my ship and its registration number. This is the most just unhinged degree of personalization for an object. I'm so obsessed with it. I'm so obsessed with custom printed nameplate for my Star Trek ship. Wild gifting. Wild gifting. I am obsessed with it. I am gonna have it sitting on my desk for all of my Star Trek sessions. I think it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cool. It's so charming. It's also just like really nicely made. Like, and hold on. Little like ridgy 3D printing texture. Delightful. But just like the details are so good. Like the printing is beautiful. I love like, also you can see the cross hatching for the printing. It's just so good. It's so cool. I love it. This is great. Like this is bonkers, and it's mine, and it lives in my house, and I have it. It's a really baller gift. But with this context, some of the other gifts will make sense. So I said that the tea involved two gifts, and it is because another one of my friends, he loves tea, I love tea. We know that we mutually love tea. And so he sent some tea my way. And these are from, I have a little set of 4 teas, come in little tins. These are from Adagio Teas, and Adagio does this really cool thing where they will let basically anybody create their own custom blends, where you can go in and say like, I want 20% of this tea and 20% of this tea and 10% of this tea, to create your own custom flavor profile. And they do it in this whole fandom blends section, so you can get teas that other tea lovers, like not professionals per se, but just tea enjoyers, will upload to the website they create for themselves, but then they can kind of put them in this marketplace. And so you can get teas. They're just hundreds of different different characters that people have, put teas inspired by their characters from their favorite shows or books, or inspired by the mood of a whole book, but you can put anything on there. So that means that he got me a couple of pre-made ones, but also designed one particularly for me, so I'll tell you the blends that I got. Two have a theme. I have Sweet Apostate and Sir Pouncelot. These are both based on the Dragon Age universe, based on my favorite fictional problematic man, Anders from Dragon Age 2, is this tea, Sweet Apostate, and then Sir Pouncelot is his cat. And Sweet Apostate is the one I am drinking right now. It is a citrusy green tea and yerba mate. It has, let's see if I can slide it open. It's always a risk to try to not spill tea everywhere, but you can kind of see. There we go. There we go. Green tea leaves, little yerba mate, and these big, beautiful citrus pieces. I think it has orange and lemon in here, as well as some marigold leaves. It smells so like bright and citrusy, but also has that like grounded green earthiness from the teas. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And now, should I be having yerba mate at 5 a.m.? No. But it's a second steep, so I'm telling myself it's fine. And also, I have ADHD. Caffeine doesn't really do anything to me anyway. Sir Pouncelot, the one for his cat. This one, is really lovely. This one has a black tea base, also has a bunch of marigold in here, and it's very like fruity. It has a bunch of apple, I think some cranberry in here, some cinnamon. It's like a very sweet, cozy kind of fruity tea, which I like. And Dragon Age, long-term obsession. Love the whole game series. Well, that's a complicated conversation. But then we move into the Star Trek themed teas. This one, unlabeled, but is Julian Bashir's Sweet Tarkalian tea. And this one, let's see. It's a chai-based tea, so a very warm, spicy kind of black tea, but it has a bunch of lemongrass in here as well, so it's got like a bit of a kind of fruity, citrusy kick to it, which I really like. I think it's very, very nice. And then, finally, the custom one. The custom one he made for me. It is named after the captain of my fictional Star Trek ship. But it is so lovely. The way he describes it on the package: a spiced citrus tea with chocolate, caramel, and marigolds. And it's so good. It's so good. It's another black tea base, but it has a little bit of lapsang souchong in there, so it's got a little smokiness that goes under everything else. So it has like a real rich, hearty, earthy sweetness from the black tea and the chocolate and the caramel. A little something bright from the marigold, but then just this hint of like smoke that acts as like the baseline to it, which is thematically appropriate for a woman who's crashed her spaceship a time or two, so it's fine. She's a good captain, I swear. But another incredibly cool gift, to get a tea custom blended for me based on my fictional character I made up. Like, that's wild, and I love it. And they're all delicious. I love tea, but they are all just lovely. And now that I've described them, I want another sip, now that I've talked about tea so much. Also, I'm pleased to see the candle is still trucking, going right for it. And it smells so good in here. It's so like warm, desserty, cozy. It's a perfect vibe for like cozy winter. It's currently cold, so it's very nice. Very nice indeed. While we're at it, I'll show you my last Star Trek themed gift. Look at him. Look at him. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? My mom crocheted a little Spock for me, and look at his little ears. Look at his little ears that flop out. Look at how sweet. And he has little bendable arms so he can make little expressions and stuff. Look at his little tootsies. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's just a little guy, and he's my little guy. With his little Vulcan eyebrows. He's so charming. He's so absolutely darling, and I love him so much. He's just gonna be, he's gonna be hanging out with all of my stuff. He's also gonna be watching over all of my games. He's so adorable. The little stripes on the sleeves. Are you kidding? He's got his little Starfleet badge. He's so precious. He's so very precious. And his little Vulcan hair. He's got the Vulcan fuck-ass bob. It's incredible. He's very charming. He's very charming. He already has a dog hair on him, but he's very cutie patootie. I like him very much. He is one of the gloriously handcrafted gifts. The lead up to Christmas is always really fun in my house because it's like mutually, like my mom and I will be sitting on the couch trying to do like a cozy pre-Christmas activity. We'll be like, oh, let's watch a nice show together, and then we have to like build a wall of pillows on the couch between us so I can be working on a secret craft project for her and she can be working on a secret craft project for me. So like I saw a lot of blue yarn going on but didn't know it was happening. Meanwhile, I'm like trying to knit her a pair of gloves right next to her and be like, just don't look, it's fine. I've always been taught to be a big believer in a nice handmade gift. It's like all gifts are great. I am a big like gift appreciator. Like, our love language is kind of bullshit, and do they come from a problematic background? Yes. Would gifts be very high on my list? Also, yes. I love giving them, I love getting them. It's just, I truly feel like it's the double whammy of like, since I have ADHD, I lack object permanence for a lot of things, and that includes people, where I'm like, you know, I know you exist out there, but if you're not like right around me, it just kind of like melts away, and that's no fault of your own. Like, if I'm reminded of my nice friend so-and-so, I'm like, oh my god, I love them. They're so great, and I'm like, I don't think I've talked to them in 3 months. Oops. Uh-oh. But all this to say, when you are exchanging gifts, it is firstly, I feel like, a way to show how much you know somebody, you understand what they care about, what they value, what makes them happy, and like, it is a way of trying to share joy with somebody that I just appreciate so much. And it is also a tangible object that I can put somewhere and say, ah, a gift from my friend, family, loved one, whatever. Like, gosh, that's just amazing. They know me, they think about me. Oh, fond feelings for them. A tangible object I can put on a shelf in my home and see and be like, oh my god, you, yes. Really good for my brain. Really good for my brain. Anyway, this is gonna go in a little place of pride. Love this little guy. For right now, he's going right in my lap. Alright, let's see what we should do next. I truly thought this was going to be a quick video. I was like, god, do I even have enough to talk about? Underestimating my ability to be a yapper as always. Alright, let's look at this one. We have another scented item. This one is a little set of scent oils. These ones are from Sand and Fog, inspired on the California coast. Fragrance diffuser oils, a collection of 4 classic scents. The scents in this one are rose petals. Now, each one has a bunch of stuff in there, so don't get confused. Number 1, rose petals. Scent notes of bergamot, lemon, rose, peony, sandalwood, vetiver, and cedarwood. Which, lovely, god. I love lemon, I love bergamot, I love a sandalwood, I love cedar, and you know, you can never go wrong with rose. It's like, Rose is one of those scents that I feel like everybody's like, oh, it's like overdone, it's an old lady scent, like whatever. Sure, I guess. But then I sniff a rose, I'm like, damn, that's delightful. It's a classic for a reason. I digress. Number 2, white gardenia. Scent notes of coconut, lemon, gardenia, jasmine, orange blossom, honeysuckle, and bamboo. I'm excited to smell this one too. I love honeysuckle. I love honeysuckle. One of the homes I grew up in had a big honeysuckle bush out on the front lawn. And on summer days, I used to go just lay down in the grass under the honeysuckle bush and lay on my back and look up to the sky and sniff the fresh honeysuckle and watch all of the bees buzz overhead to go get little sips of the honeysuckle blossoms. And like that scent and sound and sight combo is so deep in my mind. It's like a core beautiful memory. Then we have number 3, blush rose. Scent notes of lemon, rose, strawberry, violet, raspberry, sandalwood, and musk. This one also interesting. A little more fruit, adding the raspberry in with the strawberry. Strawberry and raspberry in there. I love a fruity scent. And then finally, strawberry spritz, number 4. Scent notes of apple, peach, violet, strawberry, plum, patchouli, caramel, vanilla, musk, and amber. If I wanted fruit, there we go. There's more fruit. And I think this is really fun because I do have a little oil diffuser that I keep on my nightstand. And I try to use most nights. I'm often bad at remembering to have a cup of fresh water on my nightstand to refill it, but it's especially helpful during the winter because one, I get I usually have like nice sleepy scents that I fall asleep with, like lavender and chamomile and all that kind of stuff, but also very useful because if you live somewhere with very cold winters and you get a very dry nose, you might be prone to a little nosebleed. And I know I am. So sleeping for many hours in my bed with essentially a tiny humidifier running next to me is very helpful. Anyway, my sister got this for me and was like, you should have some scents that aren't just bedtime scents. And I went, you're brilliant. That's an incredible idea. I should. I should have some like fun, not just bedtime smells. For like if I'm hanging out and reading a book or just, chilling, have a nice little smell. So I'm very excited to try these ones. I think this is lovely. Okay. Let's see. We are getting through our pile. Finally getting through the pile. Let's look at this. This one is a little set of cards, stationery cards. And they all have silly little squawking seagulls on them. I think they're so charming. These ones were from my mom. She saw them and she said, they were so silly, but I thought they were so fun and I thought you would enjoy having them. And I said, you know what, you're exactly right. I will enjoy having them. I do want to send people silly little seagull notes. That's great. Like, I love having a little card, just like in any occasion, a little card, and especially one with like some fun and personality to it. To my friends, get excited to get squawking seagull cards. Let's go. They're so funny. Like, I love the expression on the middle seagull. Look at him. Look at him just all. I think it's very charming. And I don't think there's ever a bad time for a seagull card. Always good. For all occasions, seagull card. Alright, let's see here. Let's look at this one. So, there's a fuzzy on it. Get off of there. There we go. Had a little bit of a sticker on it. But I got this activity book. This was another family gift. My mom got these activity books, one for me, one for my sister, and one for her. So we can do them independently, but also have little like puzzle days. The one I got, we each got a differently themed one. I got Bloodthirsty and Bewitched, an activity book for strange and unusual adults, which I think very fun. And you know what? I am strange and unusual, Sure. My mom knows I love spooky stuff, so the moon, the bats, the gothic castle, it's all very on brand for me. But this is cute. I love doing, like, I do so many digital puzzles, like, you know, I'm still doing the Wordle most days, and I have a whole, like, list of regular puzzles I go through every day that I love to do. Yeah, redactyl enjoyers, you know what's up. But it has, it tells me the list of different things it has in here. But it has crosswords, mazes, coloring pages, math puzzles, creative writing games, word jumbles, logic puzzles, word searches, matching games, rebus puzzles, word games, cryptograms, and more, say the spooky skeletons. And I think it's very fun. There are also, like, coloring pages in here. But, so, like, there's spooky Mad Libs, and there's mazes, and, oh, this one's unscrambling different words. Oh. Horror movie bingo over on this page, along with a coloring page. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, it's an Edgar Allan Poe based one. Home is where the heart is buried under a floorboard. Beautiful. Beautiful. Some classic crosswords. Ooh. Oh, you're a true crime detective, ruling out clues to find the culprit. Oh, we've got word searches, all sorts of fun stuff. But so it's just a variety puzzle book with lots of different stuff to do, which I think is very fun. I think it's nice. Firstly, I love to do puzzles, but it's nice to have one, like a non-digital one, because all of my ones that I do usually are online, which is great. Like, I like having new puzzles every day, but it feels very, like, nostalgic and classic, and also just, like, nicely unplugged to be able to do it in a hard copy, you know? Oh, cryptograms. I love a cryptogram. But very fun. I am excited to start doing these. I'm gonna try to plan a little afternoon where the three of us can all, like, sit down, have some nice music on, get some snacks, and do a little puzzle sesh for an hour or so. But we are getting down into the home stretch. I will say, there are a couple other gifts that did not make it here. Mostly the other food gifts. I did get some other sweets and chocolates and stuff, a lot of which have either already been eaten or just are in progress in the snack stores downstairs. I figured you didn't need to see all of my various chocolate truffles and whatnot. Shout outs though to the Ghirardelli peppermint bark squares. Those my sister gets me every year for Christmas, and I look forward to them every year. And it's like, it's so funny because I'm not usually a very, like, mint person. I don't dislike it, I just don't go for it. Like, a mint tea, sure, but anything else, it's not really my go-to. 11 months out of the year, and then December hits, and I'm like, ooh, I could really go for some peppermint bark. I could really go for some peppermint mint chocolate. And she knows, and I know, and therefore I get my peppermint bark little chocolate squares every year. Also, shout outs to the family members who gave me cash. I'm you know, a broke bitch needs that. You're real ones. But let's get back to the objects. This is the biggest box on here. It is a candle warmer. Look at that. It's got this pretty kind of floral looking shell on it. Ooh, there we go. To get it placed right. This little lampshade that looks like a flower, and an adjustable stand so you can raise and lower the height of it to accommodate different candles underneath, which I think is fun. I have never had a candle warmer before. I love candles. I have a lot of, you know, I go through a decent amount of candles, especially during the winter time, and I never really got the idea of a candle warmer. I'm like, I can light it on fire. Why do I need a candle warmer? Like, why would I put a lamp on it? However, I have just built up such a collection of candles that have, like, 2 centimeters of wax left at the bottom, but you can't light them anymore, like the wick is down too low. I'm like, but they still smell good, and they still have goop in there. Like, Like I want to use that. But you know, you can't really. And then I was like, suddenly I see a use case for the candle warmer. So my plan is to use this guy. I mean, for ambiance, sure, but also for all of those candles where I have just a little bit left over, so that I want to get through, because I want to get my money's worth. I want to get every last bit out of that candle, especially if it's a good scent, like, absolutely, whole 9 yards. I want the full candle experience. But I have not used this one yet. I'm excited to give it a go, get it unboxed and set up. The wood base is really pretty. I think it's going to go perfectly with a little coffee table I have in my room. But let me put this down. I had to get a good grip, but we got there. Okay, I think we are down to, well, I was going to say the final 3 and then realize that one of them is a box with a bunch of stuff in it. First, sticking with the candle theme, we got another candle. This one's in a little tin. And this one is called Druidic Herbs. It is a clean burning 100% soy wax candle. But this one, you can probably tell, it has a little D20 dice. It's inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, all of those kinds of fantasy games. This is from one of my friends that I play tabletops with. It is made by Adventure Candle, handmade in Utah. Ooh, and it's from GM Dice. Get adventuring equipment of all kinds at gmdice.com, made with just a little bit of magic by Game Master Dice in Bluffdale, Utah. But this scent in particular, Druidic Herbs, is described as an herbal growth of rosemary. I read ahead a line. It's almost like it's 5 in the morning. An herbal growth of pine, cedar, rosemary, and sage. And this one, if I just pop it open here. Oh, this is another wood wick. This one is just one across, but it's a nice wide wick. It is so woodsy. It is very much, very druidy, I would agree. Really hits that like deep pine and cedar, which, like, I live in the forest. I love this. This I think is going to be such a good scent for like a bath time scent. Like pop this on the side of the bath, have that kind of like, ooh, that like woodsy spa experience. It's all herbal and soothing. It's a really nice scent. I am very excited to get into this one as well. It's perfect for winter too. Like, it is just the ideal time for those piney scents. Now, let us get into the last box here. Ooh. Just noticing I knew it was a red top, but I could only see in this lighting. I don't know if I can catch it without, I have to get it at a specific angle because the lighting is so bright, but there are all these little holographic reflections of Christmas stockings, and it says Merry Christmas and stuff. I'm trying to like, I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but trust that it's very exciting in person. But this was another gift from my sister, who knows I love rocks and crystals and gems. She went and picked up, diving into the tissue paper here, picked up a small selection for me of some gems that she thought I would like, and they all kind of have a theme together. First, there's a little smoky quartz, which is so pretty. I love these crystal points, the natural ones, and like the color gradient in it is so pretty, going from that light clear quartz at the bottom to the dark, putting it in front of my own face, better white background, to the dark smoky quartz at the top. I think is so cute. I love a smoky quartz. And then we have this little green guy. She didn't remember what this one was. I've gotta do some research. It's very pretty, but I don't know off the top of my head. I used to work in a rock shop, so I can identify a lot of them, but I've gotten rusty. It's quite opaque, so I doubt it's like an aventurine or anything, which tend to be a little more crystally. I'm wondering if it's just some variety of jasper, but very pretty. It's got all sorts of different striations, like dark banding in there, and different shades of green, which I think are really beautiful. And then we've got a little ammonite fossil. I love a fossil. I love a fossil. I love holding a piece of ancient history in my hand. I sat down earlier this afternoon, my little viewing while I was having my breakfast. I was like, let me pop something on YouTube. I was watching a whole video on ancient fossils of titanoboas. I love archaeology, what can I say? But beautiful definition in this one. You can really see all of the different ridges in there. It's so pretty. I love an ancient cephalopod. And then finally, out of this little set, we have a little fluorite pyramid. This one's a very pretty, like, almost clear pale green fluorite. A lot of fluorites have that green to purple striation, but this one's just this super pale green that is so pretty. I wish you could see, I get to have it basically backlit by the ring light, and it is stunning. Actually, I was gonna see if I could like backlight it with my phone or something, but I think I'll just blare a flashlight into your eyes if I try that, which not a cozy, soothing bedtime experience. So just know that she's stunning, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she has lovely striations. But they make this nice little collection together. Let me see if I can get them all in the same view. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. We got like this little rock collection with the greens and the smoky dark colors. I love the kind of concept she had. She was like, she wanted them all to go together. And I think that's such a nice way of like structuring a little gift. So, you know, obviously I can break them up and do whatever with them, but the idea that like all of them are ready to go and I could just pop them on a shelf together and they would all look great. I'm like, I think that's very thoughtful. Just pop them back in their little box. And get the lid back on there. Now, the last gift I want to show you is kind of a little sneaky because it was what was holding all of the other gifts. It is also full of pine needles because it's been underneath a Christmas tree. I'm trying to scoop out some of the pine needles before I pick them up and dump them everywhere. But there we go. Didn't get all of them, but I got some of them. But it is, let me extricate this without bumping the mic. It is this big tray. Let's ignore all the pine needles on it. It is evidence of festivity, but it is this big melamine tray. It has all of these different citrus fruits on it. It's mostly grapefruits, but it's got some little oranges and clementines in the foliage. And this is a gift my mom got for me because it is for an intentional purpose. It is because pretty much every day, I need to bring 8,000 things with me everywhere I go. So pretty much, this one I need to be careful with, it's so clacky. But pretty much every time I come downstairs in the morning for my day. If I'm coming downstairs, I bring down my laptop, my tea mug from the night before. If I brought up any dishes, I need my craft supplies, I need my book, whatever it is. I have so much stuff to carry down. And then when I come upstairs at night, especially if I'm still coming to do like a stream and I have several hours more of stuff to do that night, I'm not like going right to bed while I'm like, well, now I have my laptop and I need a snack and I need this thing and I need that thing. So I'm always like juggling all of this stuff. And so we've been joking for a while that I need like a tray to just bring upstairs and downstairs. So she got me a tray. And this, I think it's so pretty. I think it's so fun. It makes me happy to look at it. She said she had looked for, she was like, well, at first I was looking for like classier ones, like that were wood and more fancy and formal and whatever. And then she was like, and then I saw this one and it just put a smile on my face, and I thought it would put a smile on your face, and I was like, you're entirely right, it does. It absolutely does. It's so just like bright and sunshiny and filled with joy that I love it. I love it. It makes me very, very happy. As in fact does everything that I got. It was a really lovely Christmas. I will say, once I got through travel difficulties and all of the normal hullabaloo, the actual celebration with my family and with my friends was really, really lovely. I felt very loved and supported, and got some very thoughtful kind of gifts that clearly showed how much people know me and what I care about and what I value. And oh, got more pine needles on me. But it was just a very thoughtful kind of Christmas, which I think is the ideal way for it to be. Gifts that are really tailored to my interests and my needs, and also a bit of silly whimsy in there. So I had a very nice time. I'm very appreciative of everything I got. I do still have a couple of last minute crafts to finish to get out for some late Christmas gifts, but I felt like I also got to do a lot of intentional crafting, gift giving kind of stuff that makes me feel really happy and fulfilled to do as well. So it was a very lovely Christmas for me, and I hope if you were celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, any other holidays this winter, or just having a nice peaceful time to yourself, it has been restful, fulfilling. You got to feel loved and supported and all of those good things. And because it's the tail end of the year, if you're listening to this in real time, happy new year. I'm excited to do more of this next year. This is one last little hurrah. I'm very pleased. I set myself a goal this year of getting at least one ASMR video up per month for 2025, and we are slipping in right at the finish line, but this will be my final video for the year. I'm very proud of myself for getting one out every year, and not every year, every month. There we go. And I hope to continue putting out more videos in this coming year. I really enjoyed this and had a lot of fun, and if you've been here with me in this year, in 2025, or whenever you find this video, I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you watching this content. I hope to get to spend more time with you in the upcoming year and years, hopefully. Thank you so much. I hope you are cozy. I hope you are relaxed and feeling warm, cozy, fulfilled, wonderful, all of the good stuff. I hope you rest well, and I will see you next year. Goodbye, my loves.